Good day, folks. Welcome to Stuff and Such. Must have got the Corvid. Good day, folks. So, I got these neat little, they're called rooting balls, and the idea behind them is it allows you to make a new tree or shrub from an existing plant. So they're pretty straightforward. They're kind of a clam shape. I've actually never used them before, but when I saw the idea, I certainly thought, what a great idea. Oftentimes when you're making fruit trees, you're grafting into rootstock, and what that typically does is it creates a bit of a weak spot that really tends to sort of plague the tree for its entire lifespan, to some degree anyway. But the idea with the root ball, in my mind, is you can go and purchase a couple, let's say you go purchase a couple Honeycrisp apple trees, and they've been grafted in 5 feet tall or so. You let them grow for a couple of years, and then it comes pruning time. The idea with these things is that you can go on them, you can clamp you have your little twig, and you clamp it on there, the one you're going to prune anyways. So you'll have a seamless tree with no graft in it, and also you'll have a true to species tree. And I don't know if you've priced trees, but in our area you're looking at $30 to $50 depending on the breed of kind of tree. So the ability to go and make a lot more trees that are going to be fairly large, because these were the medium size, and they have probably a 1/2 inch hole. So if you get that on a limb roughly that size, you'll have a 3-foot tree to start with. So anyways, we'll quit rambling here. We'll go ahead and wing it. So here I have an apple tree. A lot of you professional gardeners are going to say that looks terrible, and you'd probably be right. What happened to it basically is that it got started going good, and then some rodents, mice, came along and chewed the trunk all up on me and really stunted and deformed it. And so I really don't know what sort of lifespan it's going to have, but there's some really nice trees here. Let's get Jane close here. So there's really a couple nice prospects here that could potentially turn into a nice tree. So I'm going to eventually cut this one off fully, and we'll be making this one the main. But instead of just cutting them off, I'm going to try and make a tree, then cut them off. That's kind of my idea here. I'm no expert on how to do this, so you'll have to stay tuned for the part 2 video, and we'll see how it ends up working. So the way I've kind of seen it done is you ring your tree. I'm going to leave that bud on there because it could turn into a root fairly easily. So now I just need soil. Now obviously the thing about the clear one, and I don't know why they even make these unless people just use them so much they have complete faith in them, but I like these things. You can really see if roots get going. On this one here, I'm going to just take off half. I cut my finger, don't mind my blood. I'm going to just take off half so that this bark here can still provide some nutrition to the tree while the roots are establishing. We'll see how that one works. G'day folks, welcome back to Stuff and Such. This is about 3 weeks later that we're going to be looking at these rooting balls. Maybe we'll open, or we will open one up and see if anything's doing anything, and go from there. Hopefully we have good results, but honestly I'm not really holding my breath. So as you can see, the tree has definitely woken up. The rooting balls are down there. So most of them have actually leafed up good. This one, it's not doing well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up this one here, being as the hinge has snapped. Check it out. Hopefully there's some roots that are plantable, and if they're not, then I guess we'll get another rooting ball and repack it and wait another few weeks. But on the clear one, I don't really see any roots, I don't think, but we'll open up this one here and see what's going on. Hello, Mr. Bumblebee. Well, she's dry as a hopeful fart. Hasn't done much of anything. So they're pretty dry. Unfortunately, it hasn't rained in about 3 weeks. Pretty much probably since I planted. I doubt if we had more than ½ inch of rain. So, don't really know what to say about that. But this one is actually damp a little bit. Not crazy, but certainly isn't soaking wet. I'm going to go ahead and open up the clear one and see the clear one. It's more upright, so when I was able to come water it, the water would go in easier. These horizontal ones are really hard to water, and maybe that's a difference. We'll see. Let's open up this clear one and see what it's like. Oh, got a little start here. Nothing serious. The soil's much more moist. We got a little leaf that's sort of not sure if it wants to become a root or not on the bottom here. We got some little root on the top, so I'm gonna say we'll just leave that and keep it watered. I think she might come along, but actually there's nothing coming out of the actual ring portion, so not sure what to make of that. So we'll throw it on there and I guess come back and check in another 3 weeks. Well folks, not really too much to actually report. Hey folks, looks like I kind of signed off a little too soon there. I opened up one of the other balls and I'll show you what I found. So I was gonna think about changing this black ball. So I opened it up, and here's what I found. So this one rooted all up, although there's carpenter ants everywhere. But the thing I may have done different on this one is I didn't completely ring the tree. I left a sliver. I'll see if I can show it. It's so bright out here I can't see anything. So this little ridge here, I left a little strip connecting the bottom to the top to keep feeding it. And it seems like it rooted in that area. So, I guess they can work, these things. Now I guess what I would do from here is I would like a little more roots. So I'm going to put it back together, get it super wet for about another week. And I'm going to prune it off, stick it in a potter plant in somewhere not too demanding. So what I'm kind of thinking on that is I will kind of put it in about 30% sun. So that way what'll happen is that it'll have time to build roots, opposed to getting all the energy sucked from these leaves and stuff. Because those leaves, they'll demand water, and if they can't get it, then they'll kind of start to die off. So we'll leave like that, get it nice and wet. See what I mean? If they're not upright enough, the water doesn't go in them very well. So if you do try and water them, make sure you use a Paw Patrol pail, because that way they'll be on the case and be sure to get the job done well. But, like, if you're gonna try and do them, I noticed, try and do them on the uprights. Like, I should have moved this ball to about here. And that first one we did, it was no good. I couldn't water it at all, so it's drying out bad. You want that soil to get super absorbed up in there. So anyways, that's that. Guess they do sort of work. I guess, what's the takeaway? I'd be able to make that one rooting ball would make me about a $20 apple tree, which pretty good in my opinion. So it's nice that I've proved them that they actually do work, and now that I know that they work, I'll probably get a little more gung-ho on putting them out. I didn't know if they were kind of a sham or scam or whatever the heck the words are. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one, and thanks for stopping by Stuff and Such.